Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the Student of the Game. I am Kyle Nash, the Student of the Game. And listen, if you're here, chances are you like talking sport. We're honored, joyed, and privileged to do it with you here tonight. A lot of stuff going on, as there often is during this time of year here. Magic basketball that I covered with the Fans First Sports Network. Of course, I just got done with the Duval Dive a bit ago with my friend Travis T. Holmes. College be dropping their 12-team playoff. We're going to do NFL picks later. A lot of things going on tonight as we're talking. The Knicks and the Hawks are doing battle in the NBA Emirates Cup out east. I'm watching that a little bit closely because that determines who the Magic play next on the 15th and all that other happy and sundry stuff. But let's go ahead and get into this. I get that team fatigue is a thing, guys. Right? As somebody who was critical of the Patriots, often I was accused of that, and I think they're kind of right at the time. You know, I was a little sick of all the Patriots fans and homers and bad takes about this and that and how great not that the Patriots weren't great, let's be real, but you know, let's just say there's some revisionist history among the greatness of the Patriots. And I think we're dealing with elements of that, not just in the NFL, but now that Nick Saban's moved on, Alabama is our latest victim. Because the one thing we can't let Alabama do is succeed without Nick Saban. Kyle, you're not telling me you're saying they should have been in the playoff. You bet your entire ass. If you're one of the people that don't think Alabama belongs, you're not paying attention, and you don't really understand what the purpose of the college football playoff is. Am I throwing a lot of my colleagues on a lot of shows that I do with other people that think Alabama should be out? Yeah, probably. I'll say it point blank. There's a lot of bad takes, and a lot of you, frankly, don't understand the history of what's going on. And if you do, and you still think Alabama should be out, then you don't care about strength of schedule. You have proven that beyond a reasonable doubt. They're not the teams. Super. I'm not even going to get in and make jokes about other teams, other groups have lost to, because here's what I do know. They've beaten more conference champions than some people in the playoff, but nobody wants to talk about that. We have 2 G5 schools in the playoff. And yes, I'm counting SMU still as a G5 school, even though they paid quality money to be members of the ACC, such as they are. They shouldn't be in the playoff. I have my own issues with Clemson being there, but I understand what the committee says about the conference championship games mattering so much that I said this 2 years ago. That would happen on the air that I hit the wrong button. But while I figure that out, listen, I said 2 years ago, quite literally, and the tape was there if I didn't hit the wrong button like a goober, that Clemson only got in because the conference championship was a thing. But here's the thing. We've also propelled a conference championship loser. But they only lost 2 games, and they didn't play anybody. And I have gone on in this and other shows about how Penn State lacks quality in what they do because the Big Ten is slightly overrated. I've talked trash on the ACC for years, talking about the American being a better conference, and I have a hell of a defense with the way that SMU performed this past season. And we're punishing Alabama because they lost a game badly to Oklahoma, and they're punished for playing better teams on a total schedule. People, historically, the whole reason we got away from the Bowl Championship Series, or as I like to call it, the BSC, is because teams would hide behind easy schedules just to get to the top and then end up in a championship game. Was that, for all intents and purposes, something that ended up as total trash? Some pretender ass team would get there and get bombed. Like, I don't know, Notre Dame and Alabama. One of the best examples of a team being there, not belonging there, and getting crushed. So we brought in the 14 playoff. It too had its flaws, but by the end of its inception, actually did a fantastic job. But they let out FSU. Good. They belonged out. They won a crap conference and had a quarterback that was hurt. And I wish Jordan Travis stayed healthy. I really wish that I'm not going to say full strength, but Jordan Travis led FSU in the playoff undefeated was what I wanted to see. And he got hurt. Ish happens. You didn't belong in the playoff. You barely got past Louisville. The committee got that right. But conference championships should matter, they tell me. Not when you're winning a garbage-ass conference. Side note, by the way, not that worried about Oregon being number one and because they're undefeated and they took care of business. That's one of the big victories of the playoff. And we can talk about issues with the way Boise State is ranked and things like that. I get it. Arizona State shouldn't be at number 4. I'm really not that mad about that part, if I'm being honest. Because frankly, at this point in time, by the way, the main reason why those pieces are there is because the less branded teams aren't getting the love they should. No, I'm not talking about Boise State. Calm your butt down. No, Arizona State beat at one point the team that will finish 17-18 in the damned nation. And that's not going to change after these conference championship games, I don't think. You never know what this committee is going to do when everything's said and done, obviously. But with all of that in play, you thought leaving Alabama out was still the move. You handed me a scenario where that many ACC teams were going to make it, 4th if you count Notre Dame. I'm joking. And you let in 3 SEC schools. Guys, you just now set the table for teams to be incentivized to play crap schedules. In the words of Colonel Nathan R. Jessup, all you did today was weaken a country, Caffey. That's all you did here. Sweet dreams, committee. Anyway, that being said, now that I got my soapbox tape handled and done with here, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do some NFL picks. Why? Because I can. That's the advantage of being the host, unless you create some damn. I don't believe I pushed that button. Whatever. Go to the damn Huddle Up podcast shorts. The date on it is December 1st, 2022. I talk about Clemson sneaking in on the strength of the fact that the committee thinks that conference championships matter. It's the craziest thing of all time. Not as crazy as me screwing it up, but that's a separate question. Whatever, let's get into it. Time for picks. No. Awesome. It's going great tonight. Technology's working well and everything, and good gravy. At least I'm still operating better than the college football playoff committee. Moving on. Let's check the NFL for Thursday night. The Los Angeles Rams do battle with the San Francisco 49ers, folks. Listen, left tackle Trent Williams is out. That means I'm out on the Niners. Very simple. Next, the Kansas City Chiefs do battle with the Cleveland Browns. Listen, I know it's very easy to say, watch Jameis Winston beat them because it doesn't matter anymore. Well, no, they still got to hold off Buffalo for the top seeding. The Kansas City Chiefs will continue to win, and they'll do it closely, and the rest of the nation will scream into the clouds like Jesse Pinkman on Breaking Bad, they can't keep getting away with this, or something like that. Why didn't you scream that about the ACC, chumps? Anyways, the Cincinnati Bengals do battle with the Tennessee Titans. Listen, you know who loses this game? America. Give me the Bengals just on general principle. Will Levis sucks, and everybody else is finally catching up with me to realize. Okay, that's a little cocky, but I digress. The Red Tails do battle with the New Orleans Saints. It's hard for me to see the Saints winning anything. There's a reason why Washington is giving up 7.5 points. Give me the Red Tails to win the football game. the Ravens beat the Giants. We're not talking about that. The Cowboys, I'm going to give the solid victory to the Panthers on. I'm already on record on the Duval dive with Mac Jones going 6-0 after this game. He's already 5-0. against the New York Jets. That's right. I think they send Aaron Charles Rodgers continuing the spiral. I picked this game pro Jags back in the offseason, and that was 15 weeks out from that point, right? So, anyways, look for the Jags to win that football game in an ugly affair. Miami goes over to Houston. I picked this game on the Huddle Up podcast. I'll say this, as I did then, the bet on this game is the over. I have Miami sneaking in, I think. At least I think that's what I picked. I don't know. I was really on the fence about who wins. I don't really care about that as much as I'm saying bet the over, the 46.5 that's listed here. Not a lot of points. I think they both score more because they're both kind of offensive-oriented teams. The Colts do battle with the Broncos. I just can't get behind Indy anymore. They're starting to struggle like I thought they would. They're just doing it for different reasons. Give me the Broncos to handle business. The Bills do battle with the Lions. For fear of getting my kneecaps bitten off, I'm going to take Madden, Campbell, and company, accepting the disrespect of getting less than 3 points as the home favorite. You want to make this a neutral game, I'm down. But give me the Lions to win the football game. I do think it's going to be an excellent match altogether. The Pittsburgh Steelers do battle with the Philadelphia Eagles. Listen, I know that both sides have good defenses. At some point, you got to score points, and the Eagles could do that better than the Steelers. In this game, give me the green team. That works out of Philly. No disrespect to Omar Epps, a.k.a. Mike Tomlin. Coach of the Year candidate for the Pittsburgh Steelers. The New England Patriots do battle with the Arizona Cardinals. Listen, we talk about get-right games. I think this is the Cardinals' get-right game. They bash Foxborough senseless and try to get themselves back into the hunt for the NFC West. They're going to still have to catch up to the Rams a little bit, apparently, but that's, what it is. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers do battle with the Los Angeles Chargers. Will the Chargers be deflated hosting a Tampa Bay team that's traveling cross country? That's a risk, but nonetheless, you could also argue they'll end up believing in themselves because they barely lost to a Chiefs team by kicker Matt Wright knocking in a field goal. UCF product, by the way, covered him for the Black and Gold Banneret. Listen, you don't have to like it. You may not think it's right, but the Chargers still lost the game. But I think they win this weekend hosting the Bucks. Sunday night, give me the Green Bay Packers doing battle with the Seattle Seahawks. Both these teams need this game. They need it pretty damn bad. I'm just not brave enough to pick the Seahawks at home, which sounds weird. But as much as I may not love some things that Jordan does, I'll take him over Geno Smith. Give me the Green Bay Packers heading into Monday night, a doubleheader on Monday night. I have no idea why they're doing that, but hey, I'm not the program manager there at that network, nor am I connected with that for the NFL. Give me the Chicago Bears versus the Vikings. The Vikings win the game handily, but that is divisional craziness. And finally, the Falcons get their heads out of their butts. The downside of the Falcons winning on the road against the Raiders is Kirk Chainz might actually do well, and it will destroy the opportunity for them to pick up the mic and play Penix. So that's this week's edition of the picks. That is also this week's reduced edition of the Student of the Game. There's a lot going on this week, a lot of events. We're going to have a busy week next week as well. I hope to give you a little bit more than that. Of course, the holidays are rapid approaching, but I at least had to say something for all the foolishness that's out there about Alabama belongs out of the playoff. I think that's an asinine take. I think it's a complete and total lack of awareness of what the whole purpose of the playoff was. And to me, it's really disturbing that just so many people fail to understand that. So I got on my soapbox. I made some NFL picks. I'm going to call it a night. So with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, honor, joy, and privilege for you to have checked in with this version of the Student of the Game. Until next time, everyone, class dismissed. Let me give a proper bell there.